Hey, you're listening to The Truth in Her podcast with Madeline
and Mary. From funny jokes to thought-provoking conversations, we are two friends here to share our laughs, insights, and everything in between.
So settle in wherever you might be and get ready to hang out with The Truth in Her family.
Okay.
Our mics are going to be
Could barely
in
see
front of
us.
us now with the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We can have fun with that.
Yeah.
I got an itch in my ear. Hold on. Itchy, itchy.
Hey guys.
Hey, guys. Welcome back.
Episode 22.
22. Okay.
Right? Yeah. I can't wait till the days where we're going to be in the 300s.
Oh, my gosh. You think so?
That's
years.
There's a podcast that I listen to, and he's like in 259, crazy stuff.
Which one is that?
Duncan Trussell, The Family Hour.
Oh, okay.
The Family Hour with Duncan Trussell.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. And the scope of stuff that he covers is insane.
Really?
He does anything from like Buddhist teachings to like crazy comedy stuff or I don't even know.
Like, you think he reads a lot of books and stuff about that kind of stuff?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
He reads books, but he like travels the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been all over the place.
Sick.
But he also has a family too.
Yeah.
And and then he's like you could find him at a bar and like he's just this crazy wily guy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But he's also like so wise at the same time. He's a cool guy.
I've since I started the podcast, I've been like, wow, I never really realized how powerful knowledge really is.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to read more books about that kind of stuff and share more fun facts and cool things that I learned in books and videos and stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just that's powerful and people want to hear that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Totally. Been feeling like a sponge recently.
Yeah.
Been totally feeling like a sponge.
Like a sponge. We're sea sponges.
Yep. Today we're going to have a conversation, more of like a conversation format today, about dissolving negative self-talk and like uncovering stories that we tell ourselves and the programming that happens in our brains, how we can really get lost in it, and then what it feels like to realize what we've been telling ourselves. And, you know, I at least for me, sometimes I'll uncover like a little thought that I've been having and it's like not the best thought I've had about myself. Like, oh, maybe it's like I'm a mean person. And it's bittersweet because it's like I've been telling myself a bad thought that's not true and it's sad. But at the same time, it's a gift to be aware that I've been having that thought. And it's like, you know, you get a little bit happy and you realize like you have the opportunity then to say, I'm not a mean person. And I want to treat those around me with love.
Yeah, it's good to recognize it so it doesn't just get buried with everything else.
Yep, exactly. And then you're going around like subconsciously thinking you're a mean person. And, you know, and then every action you might have with others is like based off of that idea. But it's not true, you know.
I get scared because I'm like, where are these thoughts even coming from?
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I thinking this? Like, and if you just take a step back a little bit, you're like, this is clearly made up because everything's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why am I thinking this when if I know that I can think the exact opposite and it can also apply? Yeah. Then it's like, why am I choosing the wrong side? Like, it's funny how everybody's gonna have these thoughts come up and it's like you don't know where they're coming from, but then it's like you have the ability to look at it as from the opposite direction and be like, yeah, that's totally just tricking me.
Yeah,
you know,
it really
it's false.
is.
It's tricking me.
Right. The stories in our heads that we tell ourselves, you can run with it.
Oh my gosh.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
You can run with them and then it will determine every decision you start to make in your life.
Oh yeah.
And it can
rule your mind. It's insane.
It could be your superpower, or it could be your the right word demise?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. It could be your demise. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it can ruin your life if you really start to think that, you know, if you identify with those thoughts.
Yeah. A cool thing I saw online one time, it was thinking and thoughts are two different things. So thinking is something you're actively doing.
Okay.
But thoughts are something that come to you.
Ah.
And so you kind of have to know the difference between the two.
Yeah.
So if you notice yourself worrying or planning or you know, thinking of these crazy things. Like, you're thinking, you're actively thinking, you're taking up energy.
It's like an action thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas thoughts are things that come to you, like, when you're not necessarily thinking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think. When you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I want coffee.
It's like an idea.
It's like, it's so natural, and it's like...
And it stretches into the future.
Uh-huh.
You know?
It's not like you're presently like, I need to do this, and I'm worrying about it.
Right.
But it's more natural occurring.
Yeah. And I think they come together, too, in a way. Like, you have a thought, and then it's like, oh, I feel this way, I should do this.
Yeah.
And then we can get stuck in a cycle.
A cycle
of just like, gotta do this, gotta do that. I am this, I am that. And, you know, we have to remember, like, at least for me, it's helped me so much in the past to be like, I'm not my thoughts. And let me just, like, look at this moment and, like, not even have a thought about it.
Yeah.
And just, like, look at it completely for what it is. And let the moment come on to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And even, like, when things come in front of you, like, you don't even have to have an opinion about things.
Yeah,
like, we tend to label things as good or bad, good or bad, good or bad.
To help ourselves.
Like, why can't it just be what it is?
Right.
Why do we always have to label it good or bad, good or bad? And I think that's what online does a lot, too.
Yeah,
like,
you're
online,
so right.
It's, like, the comments are either, like, super mean or very nice. And it's, like, everyone has to establish a certain opinion or a certain action or something as, is this good or bad? And it's like, why can't we just think about it? Why can't we just look at it?
Right.
Why can't we just not have an opinion?
It's weird. Like, our brains are programmed in such a way, like that process. It's computing. You know, our brains are always computing, and it does that to help us understand our reality.
It's a natural process for sure.
But then you have to, like, unprogram the program, and it becomes a new program.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. It's just funny to have, like, a program on top of the program.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? Screw all that code that was just going on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, like, rewrite my own code.
I love doing that. Just doing something and be like, I don't really know about this. And then being like, wait a minute. I don't even care, and I'm just not even going to have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
And just all the stress goes away. And you're like, why am I thinking too hard about this?
Yeah. I think it's a survival mechanism because, you know, like, the first thing we ask each other out in the world is, what do you do for work? And that's to put each other in boxes and say, okay, I know where this person is in society, and I know how they're contributing, and you know, it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah, and it's like we said, like, it's a natural thing.
Yeah, it comes naturally. That's how our brains work.
It's not a bad thing.
Our brains are wired that way.
There's just so much beyond that, you know?
Yeah, just completely, like, once you do break that programming and you let it all flow in, you just let it, like, just so observe in the moment. Like,
observe, that's the word.
Yeah, and then those thoughts do still come in a way, but it's like a thought that's so much higher than yourself. You know what I mean? It's like not your thought.
The free will just rolls on it.
Yeah, genuinely. Your shoulders relax, and it's just like, and the wind, like, takes your thoughts, and it's like, thank gosh.
Because I've seen people that just, like, you know, they're just letting the outside world just whip them around and worry them and make them think about things. Yeah, and they
fight that wind.
And they're fighting it, and it's just like, you know, you don't have to do that. You can have your own thoughts. You can make your own decisions. You can get rid of the weird thoughts that are popping up in your head that are telling you these weird things and making you think these delusions and all that. You know?
We do it. You know, we do it all. We do it to, like, that's how we live in society. You know, that's how we assimilate to society. And it's a good thing.
It is.
But it can be
scary, bro.
It can stop your learning. Yeah, you can stop learning in that way. And, you know, it's like, once you open up yourself to the creative mind, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I think it's helped me learn, though, too, at the same time, because I feel like this has been a big problem in my life when I was, like, back in middle school days.
Yes.
I have a lot of funny stories.
My gosh.
But we all know, like, when we're in middle school, there's always those things that we remember thinking, and then we look back at it now and we're like, how was I ever thinking that? Like, why did I believe that? Like, that's so weird and funny and crazy.
Right.
But I've learned over time, like, oh, that really wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
As I was making it to be in my head. Like, you just create this unnecessary drama in your head.
Yep.
And it was so bad, like, when we were younger.
It was so bad. I still do it.
Me too.
I still do it.
We all do.
Just telling Mary last night, like, I'm talking to this new guy, and he's so sweet. He's amazing. And I have this weird fear that he's going to, like, betray me and hurt me really bad. And even though who he's shown me, he would never, like, I really, you know, I don't, like...
He's not showing
He's not
signs.
that kind of guy. Yeah, exactly. And it's just the own construct I've made up in my own head.
Yeah, of your own fears and everything that's in yourself.
And things that have happened in the past. And I have to, like, to break down that idea, it takes courage. And it takes, like, okay, why am I having this thought? What is making me do this? And you have to, like, sit with yourself and feel that disgusting, like, oh no,
so hard.
he's going to do it. But...
it's so hard to make it go away, too.
It is.
You're like,
dude,
you
have to actively work.
Happening?
Yeah, you have to actively be like, okay, I'm safe.
Like, tell yourself over and over and over again.
Yeah, and it's going to come up again. And with those ones, like, that's a heavy one, too. Like, there's even little ones when it's just like, oh, I'm supposed to do this at this time because that's how everyone else does it. Like, those ones are little.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just like maybe breaking down your routine. But the big ones take... some work sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes they can snowball.
Yes.
Like, I know for me, or like something, even just like, I'll have a bad hair day and I'm like, oh, my whole day's ruined. And it's like, oh, you know, this happened too, and this happened too. I might as well just not even get ready, and I just feel so ugly today, so the day's ruined. And it's just like, bro, you are overreacting.
Literally.
And so it's just funny how our minds can just snowball us down a hill.
It happens in the morning for me.
Yeah.
It happens in the morning. Once I have that one, like, negative thought, my brain is like, I've allowed myself to have that negative thought, so then I'm able to have another one. And if I don't work through that one negative thought and be like, actually, you know what? It's not like that. If I don't do that actively in that moment, I'll have another one because I tell myself it's okay. And, you know, it's good to have those feelings. It's good to be like, okay, what am I feeling? And this is negative.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, the small little things and like, we have a dog next door. I get so frustrated. I get so frustrated with that dog.
The little dogs that bark all day.
Yeah, yap, 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 all day. We have to close the window to film this episode. And that's one thing in the morning where I'm like, okay, I need to remind myself that, you know, that dog's going to keep barking all day. The dog's, and I can't change it. So I might as well just flow with it.
Yeah.
I might as well just, like, surrender.
Surrender.
I love that word.
And just be thankful.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Like, I really get like that with my house because I live with a lot of people. So I'll be like, oh my gosh, the house is messy.
Yeah.
There's so many things around. There's so much chaos. Like, I can't do the things I want to do. And, oh, let me tell you, I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. And it snowballs. And it's like blaming, whose fault is this? What's going on?
Trying to figure out the situation and, like,
ridiculous.
Fix it. Yep.
And it's like, you know, it's so easy to go down that road. But then I just got to take a step back and be like, you know what? At this point, like, this has bothered me so many times. I'm just have to be like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And I'm thankful that I even have a house to live in to begin with. A safe space to live in.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, the gratefulness really, like, it interjects what it is and, like, is, like, kind of humbles you in a way. And it's like, okay, actually, this isn't about, like...
It does.
You know, I want this one thing right now, but look at what I already have.
Yeah.
And actually what I do have it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm like, I'm complaining. I feel like stupid in a way because I'm like, why am I making a big deal out of this? Like, yeah, I'm allowed to feel annoyed, you know? I'm not going to, like, shame myself for, like, getting angry.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I feel angry and I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why I feel angry. But, you know, I'm not just going to be an angry person about it. Like, it is what it is.
It takes a lot of work to be that way.
And even though I'm frustrated, I'm just going to accept it and just be like, you know what, at least I have a house. And I'm just going to move on with my day. Because I'm not just going to storm around all grumpy person. You know, I'm going to be self-aware.
So much work. Yeah.
I can be angry and self-aware, but I'm not gonna let that anger out.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's a thing to be wielded, a thing to be
controlled
and watched. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a time to act and a time to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
With these kinds of things, when I start to see myself have a thought like that, I'm like, okay, now I need to watch. Mm-hmm. I know, like, I have the urge to act and to fix it and to even have, like, a negative thought and go on that path. But I try to push myself to watch more and observe more, because if I'm getting angry and I have these weird thoughts about it, then there's something I'm not seeing. There's another truth that I just need to uncover to help myself be like, okay, I can't control this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, and I'm going to need to find a way out.
Yeah.
Through it.
You just gotta be strong enough to put a line down.
Yeah.
You know? Just draw a line and be like, that's the end of it. That's the end of my complaining. That's the end of my anger.
Yep.
Like, if it goes any further, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna get worse.
Right.
And so I just need to put an end to it.
Right.
You know?
It's almost like you're thinking, like, it's like your thoughts, all your thoughts are inside of who you are and the person you are, and I, me. You know what I mean? The egocentric thought. And then when you think about how there's a separate thing outside of you, and you truly look at it for what it is, not from your perspective, your thoughts become outside of yourself, and it's not egocentric anymore. You know what I mean?
Don't make it about you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because in that moment when we're thinking, I need to change this, or this is who I am, it all has I in it. You know what I mean? It all has, what can I do better? What's have I been doing
for me?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you realize, oh, everything's not about me.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I live with like
there's
8
a whole
other people.
Other world outside of me. There's a whole entire other world, and there's so many different paths to go on.
Yeah.
And you know, how can I look at it objectively, like I'm not even a human anymore, like just completely observing.
So true.
Get rid of that like coding in your brain that wants to make a decision about something or put something in a box or categorize something. Just totally let it like a sponge, like genuinely like a sponge. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah. Just take a look around and be
page.
Like, oh.
A blank page, an infant.
It's not all about me.
Yeah. An infant.
Yeah, be an infant.
Yeah.
Just see it, like you just have the ability to see in any perspective. You know, it's like you can show an infant one thing and be like, bad, this is bad, and then they grow up thinking that's bad their whole life.
Yeah, and they have that construct in their brain, and then they build on top of it too.
Or if they learned it's a good thing, they're gonna think it's good their whole life. So it's like, now that we're adults and we have our own thoughts, we have giant trees of these things. We have giant trees of these things, and sometimes, you know, part of a tree might be dying, so it's time to like cut it off, and you have to regrow in that area, and or whatever it might be, you know. Yeah, and it takes a long time because you have to tell yourself over and over and over again, that is not true. That is not true. Yeah, that is not true.
Yeah, and it could be from years ago.
It could be disagree.
Yeah,
you're disagreeing with an agreement you've made.
Yep. Exactly.
Disagreeing. Shout out 4 Agreements. I love that book.
Oh yeah,
4 Agreements.
Yeah.
That's a popular one. So
it's huge.
Did your mom read that book?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I need to get on that.
It's a good book. It talks all about that.
Right.
But yeah, you're disagreeing with little agreements that you've made when you were a kid, or little agreements that your parents tell you to make when you were a kid. And you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's so cool. Completely flips your world upside down, and you can start creating from
yeah, it helps.
You plant seeds.
It's hard.
You plant seeds that way.
Yeah. It's really hard.
To plant seeds, you have to get rid of the weeds. Like you have to. You have to clean up before you plant. So you got to break down these thoughts that you have in yourself to plant new ones sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, some of the things that we tell ourselves are pretty funny.
Yeah, I know there was a lot about like looks back in the day.
Yeah. I had that for sure.
And like dysmorphia comes up, but it's like, actually.
I remember when I was in middle school, I wore makeup every single day. Like, there was not a day I skipped wearing makeup. Like, I had to. Or else it was like my whole world shattered. Like, that's what it was like for me. And I was in like 6th and 7th grade at the time. So I was very young. I didn't know what I was doing. But I remember one day I didn't wear it. And, like, my whole day, that was all I was thinking about. I was like, oh, my gosh, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking about it. And I just felt so insecure all day. But it's funny because I look back now and I'm like, nobody was thinking about me all day.
Right.
Nobody cared. Like, everyone's thinking about themselves, if anything. Like, I was just so in my head. I was so in the ego of myself.
Yeah.
And, like, the world revolved around me at that time. You know what I mean?
Right. That's how we navigate the world. Right.
And so it's just funny to look back at those times and be like, wow, it really is the ego.
Yeah.
It really
genuinely
is I.
Yeah.
That makes these crazy thoughts. You know?
Yeah, and like your idea of who you were and what other people thought about you was built on top of that one idea, and it was the foundation for everything else that you might have thought about yourself. Yeah. So then when that one foundational idea goes away, everything else breaks down.
It shatters.
Yeah, your idea about yourself breaks down. Oh my
gosh, so true.
And then you're like, okay, how do I operate now? Because I don't, all these other things that I had thought about myself, like the seed is gone, the root is gone, so
the makeup's
they don't mean anything anymore. Yeah. So I don't know how to work, and I don't know how to
genuinely
talk to people, or like, it's so interesting how that happens.
So interesting. That's exactly what it was. Like, me wearing makeup every day was holding up the beliefs. I'm pretty. Yeah. You know, I'm cool.
Yeah, people want to talk to me.
People like me. People like to look at me.
Right.
And people want to talk to me. People want to be my friend. Like, all these things. Yeah. And it's like, no, girl.
Right.
And I'm sure if I went back in time, everybody was treating me normally that day. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like, and even if like something happened, I would associate it with, oh, it's because I'm not wearing makeup. Yeah. Like, my mind would trick me into thinking that.
But when really it's path.
Like, it'll make a pathway and connect it. But in reality, like, it's just me going about my day just like any other day. Right. And it has nothing to do with me wearing makeup. Yeah.
And then we run ourselves in circles then because we read into things like that. And you start to create these insane, unrationalized ideas.
So true.
So based off of like fear.
Yeah.
And it can totally like,
for sure,
break down your idea of yourself.
Yeah. I think there's like these videos that they do online. I'm totally botching this, but where they do experiments, and I think it was like an interview, right? And they had these women have scars on their face to go into an interview.
Did you see this video? I saw this.
And it was like they put the scarring on them, right?
Yeah.
And then, so the women think that they had scars, right?
Right, like prosthetics.
Like fake scars to go into this interview to see if they would be treated differently.
Right.
And so before they went into the interview, the person removed all the scars, but they just told them they were touching it up.
Yeah.
But they actually took it away, and so the women didn't know that the scars weren't there anymore.
Right.
And so when they went into the interview, they looked completely normal, just as they normally looked. And so when they were done the interview, they were asked, you know, were you treated any differently just because of your physical appearance with the scars?
And I think
the interview, they said this and that and this and that.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like they were picking things that the interviewer was saying and associating it with thinking that the interviewer was discriminating them because of their scars. But in reality, like, they were making false associations.
Right.
Their brain was making up weird connections. And it was because they didn't even have any scars on. So it's just like, it's funny how these false beliefs that we can have about ourselves, we can go out in the world and be like, oh, they said that because I'm this or I'm that. And it's just like, no, you're just pretending to be a victim. Yeah. And you're looking for ways to be a victim.
Think you are.
To affirm the belief that you had inside of yourself. You're trying to look for ways to affirm. That's what people do.
Yeah. Yeah, because without that, there's no idea there. So they try to confirm their bias.
Your brain will look for ways to confirm what you believe about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's
I think that happens majorly in the political world. Yeah. Like, it is insane how that works. And like, it's just so sad. The way that we associate certain ideas with certain kinds of people.
And you're victimizing yourself in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, genuinely.
You can really victimize yourself.
And then, you're just feeding this hate monster. Yeah. That's not even out. Like, who is the one telling you that you're lazy, or that you're mean to people, or that you're rude, or that you are super emotional? You know what I mean? Who's that? Who's telling you that? And then, you know, if you have that thought in your mind, think about it and like, really decide, am I these things? Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's
and
crazy.
most likely you're not. And you're just living from something that someone else told you years ago.
Yeah.
And you believe it.
And you're constantly trying to affirm it.
Right.
When that's not what people mean to do in general, you know?
Yeah.
I was watching like a Beast Games episode. Did you see Beast Games?
No.
Like Mr. Beast, the show on Amazon Prime?
No.
Okay, well, anyway, it's basically just a game show.
Okay.
But one of the girls was about to get eliminated, and like one of the teammates had to pick her for like a challenge to get eliminated.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, is that's because I'm a woman or something?" Like she was like, "You're picking me because I'm this, I'm that."
Yeah.
And it's like, "No, girl, he's not."
Right.
Like, it has nothing to do with that. It's just because he had to pick somebody.
Yeah.
And you happen to be it. But she made it personal in ways that she felt insecure.
Right.
And it's just funny to see how, you know, it's just showing that she was insecure about that, and she made up these ideas that he was picking her, and it was just, I think that's a prime example of something we tend to do these days, you know.
100%. We like to confirm these biases that we have, and it's funny because when we do act that way and we are like, oh, you're picking me because I'm a woman, then it just tells, like, it says what you're thinking about when that's not even what they were thinking about at all.
Exactly.
And it's like it doubles down in a way. It's like it just opens yourself up and exposes your insecurity when instead of like asking like, okay, what was the reason why? Like, why are you eliminating me? And then you'll get fully their perspective. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's really about just coming out of yourself being like, it's not all about me. It's gotta have a really broader perspective about
like
things.
A perspective that doesn't involve you. Yeah. Does not involve who you are and your actions. And
absolutely. Because there's so many other variables to consider.
Thousands.
You know, it's funny, but victimhood, we can really tend to do that.
Victimhood's a crazy thing.
Crazy thing.
And that's how politics gets you.
Politics gets you, yeah.
Politics will get you at that victimhood. It's sad and it's scary.
With the fear and the victimization.
Yeah.
People like it. They cling to it, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
They'll cling to it just to feel seen, just to feel validated in their insecurities. Yeah. Because it already hurts to feel insecure. Right. And to feel fearful. But when somebody, a political party or something is validating
confirming it.
Oh boy.
Right.
Watch out.
Then you do feel seen, but it's in a false idea.
Yeah, so we really got to watch out for that, honestly.
Yeah, we do.
You know, are we doing things to validate our terrible beliefs in ourselves?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Are we, you know, losing friends to validate our beliefs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people will just lose a friend because they don't want to hear what their friend has to say about them.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
you're
know,
so right.
Is it our pride that's blocking us from how to move on from our insecurities, or are we letting our insecurities push us away from everything that's good from us and go into things that are going to continue to affirm our insecurities?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But we have to draw the line and say, I'm angry right now, but
I'm not going to let this thing have
go anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to let this thing have power over me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to see it without getting triggered. I feel like so much, we're told so much is we're told so often, that thing's making you feel upset, go away from it. Avoid it. That, like, oh, this situation's bad, get out of the situation. And I think resiliency is, like, not a thing anymore. You know what I mean? Like working through a situation, it's not a thing. It's like, oh, just get out, just leave the situation. Yeah.
And that's what mental health has become.
Yeah, you're so right.
It's like, it has become a buffer. So it's like, this is hurting you? Oh, just get away from it.
Yeah.
You know?
Block them.
Yeah.
Ghost them. Yeah. Or take deep breaths.
Yeah.
And just,
go relax. Go do this.
Right.
And it's like,
what about
resilience?
Staying in the situation and not figuring out a way to
avoid, run away.
But what do we need to get through it?
Yeah.
You know?
What do we need to face? What do we need to address?
Right. You know? Yeah, facing it is not a thing.
Facing your fears and being resilient, doing hard things to get through things.
Genuinely.
It's really like a part of mental health that has been blocked out these days because people want to just skip to the comfortable part.
Right. We're divisive people. We're divisive people.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I'm having trouble.
I think I have a good one.
Okay.
Like, oh, I don't want to take this class, it's too hard. Or it's like, it's just like, don't take it, you'll be fine, take these instead, or something. Yeah. You know, it's like people have a problem in front of them, and people tell them, oh, you know, let's affirm your beliefs by doing something easier. Let's like go in the road that's easy instead of being like,
exactly,
wait, maybe that's wrong. Let's push you in this other direction that's actually healthier in the long term.
And you can do it by yourself then, without all these devices.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like if you have a gambling issue, you can call 1-800-GAMBLING.
Yeah.
And that's great. And if you genuinely are honest with yourselves, you have a gambling issue, do it. Like, lean on that crutch.
Yeah.
But someday you're going to have to come to terms with the fact that I need to be able to not gamble on my own.
Yeah.
Like, I have to wield my power in such a way that I can do it without it, and I can withhold myself. Fasting is a great thing because then we show ourselves, I can do it on my own. I don't need to have weed to feel okay. I don't need to have alcohol to feel okay.
Yeah.
Or I don't need to have makeup on to feel okay. I don't need to have all these people around me all at once to feel okay. You know, how can we do it without all these things? Can we do it with without all these devices?
Oh, sorry guys.
Was that a 30-minute mark?
Yeah, I didn't mean to do a timer.
Okay.
I have one more thing to say.
Okay.
Let me just think of it real quick.
Yeah, take your time.
Wait, what were you just talking about?
I was talking about how like we're divisive people, and we use all these devices like to confirm our ideas about ourselves, whether it be makeup or weed or even like all these different medicines and drugs. We use these things to help ourselves.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
When it's really just like a construct in our brain that we need to work through. Can we do it by ourselves?
Yeah.
Can we do it without all these things?
I saw a video and it was like, if you are thinking that you might have like an overindulgent problem with something or you're overusing something, try fasting from it and see how bad it really is.
Yeah.
You know, like if you really want to know if you
have idolatry,
have a problem with something, try fasting from it and see if you really do.
Right.
You know, because some people will be like, I don't have a gambling addiction. I don't have a drinking problem. I don't have an addiction to my phone. I don't have this. You know, and it's like, okay, if you really don't, can you go a week without it? Like, show me that you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Show me that you can control yourself not to, and that it's actually just for fun.
Yep. You got to do those things for yourselves.
And then you're like, oh, wow.
Right.
That puts in perspective for me, because I'm like, actually, I was on my phone reading that, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting out my phone right now.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. Because you remember how much power you actually do have.
Yeah.
You remember you're not weak, and you can get through it on your own without all these things.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I would run a lot. I don't run as much anymore, but, like, when I really would come back after a while of not running, I would run so freaking hard, like, like for a long time, and booking it to prove to myself I can do it.
Yeah.
And like, I think I don't run as hard anymore because I really like sometimes would end being like, wow, I'm freaking tired right now. But when I did have it was running in such a way was to prove to myself, okay, if there was like a monster chasing me, can I do it? Like, can I run? And like, it's to prove to myself I do have the resilience, and this is tenacity. Can I get through it? Can I have the power to run and fully, just get it done?
It's the resilience.
Or forget about this thing I'm addicted to. You know what I mean? Resilience and tenacity is, we have to exercise these ideas with ourselves, because otherwise...
Can I do hard things?
Exactly. Can I do hard things? Because then the constructs that you start making in your brain is, I am weak, and I don't trust myself to get this done. I don't trust myself to work hard or finish the race.
Absolutely.
And those ideas are really important.
And we
build our entire identity on them. And a lot of people, they have a consistency issue. And sometimes it's not the fact that you're not disciplined or you're not like working hard enough. It's actually an identity issue.
Absolutely.
It's the thought that I actually don't have the ability to make these goals I want. When really you are. You are, and you just aren't picturing yourself in 5 years with that goal.
Yeah.
You have to be like, I have the freaking power. I have the ability to do this thing without the devices I'm using.
Yep.
So just do it.
If we never did hard things or faced challenges or did any of that, we would live our lives in the complete comfort of our own delusion.
Yeah.
We would be eating junk food all day. We'd be watching TV all day.
Down.
We would be comfortable.
Gluttonous.
But we would be not good people. You know, if you don't get up and push yourself once in a while, if you don't do those things or challenge yourself to think in different ways or to put your pride down and feel things that hurt and just always confirm, oh, this feels bad, I'm just going to do what makes me feel good.
Right.
And just surround yourself with people that constantly affirm that and go down that hole. You know, if you're not feeling discomfort for the betterment of yourself and your future,
you're not growing.
You'll never grow and you'll be stuck.
Yeah.
And that's not good. You should feel, I'm challenged.
Yeah.
You should feel, this is hard. And for the betterment of yourself.
Yep.
That's what people do to better themselves. They put themselves in challenging situations.
Yep.
And it feels good. Like when you complete a really hard one, you're like, I ran the farthest I ever run. Let's go. Like you feel amazing. You feel accomplished when you complete that essay that was really hard.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't think I could do that. And it just raises your self-esteem and it creates good ideas about yourself. And like you said, it just makes you believe that you can do cool things.
You prove to yourself
you can control yourself. You can challenge yourself.
And then you have the identity to complete the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, that doesn't mean that you're going to mess up. Those hard things are still going to come. You're still going to be challenged.
Yeah.
But you still have the personality to get through it.
Yeah. And the perseverance to say, you know, I can fail at something, but I can keep going. Yeah.
It's about programming the brain, not programming every little action. You know what I mean? Who do I have to be to do this thing? Not what do I have to do?
Yeah.
It's who do I have to be?
Because if you fall down, you know, some people are going to be like, oh, dang it, like, I'm discouraged now.
Right.
But some people are like, I'm going to get back up.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to, but I'm going to.
Yeah, exactly.
And that can work wonders.
Oh, my gosh.
It's really cool.
It really is cool.
So that's how you rewire your brain.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So I guess...
Thanks for tuning in, guys. You know, it's going to be hot out by the time we release this episode. It's like today's the first warm day in a long time.
Very nice out.
And we're really grateful.
Me too.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Bye.